Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. Today we are in the city of Canalville, where we are going to be working on a harbor. We're going to be trying to make a realistic harbor today, as well as addressing some of our freeway infrastructure problems that we have. We're trying to scale into a downtown, and so I really think we need to work on some of our exits to provide a little more access to just allow more cars to be able to get off and get on. We're definitely running into some traffic issues. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. And so the first thing I want to do before we really scale out, what we need to do is I want to do the harbor right here, and we need a direct connection to the freeway. I was trying to play around with this, and just connecting it up right here is a nightmare. And so I think we are going to delete this whole entrance exit scenario. And then what we're going to do is create two exit paths. So we're going to do a 4-lane undivided highway going this way, with its own connections to the highway, and then we're actually going to just daisy chain connections into those connections from this road, so that we can hopefully split up traffic from this direction and from this direction. But because this is our first cargo import-export area, since we don't have train cargo on this map, this is going to become pretty busy. And so what we're going to be doing is actually building two harbors. So we are going to delete this quay wall, we're going to dredge up some land, and we're going to do a really big harbor right here. And so I was looking at some harbors for inspiration. I've been to a few harbors. I've seen the Los Angeles, Long Beach harbors, which combined make the largest harbor complex in the United States. But then I've also seen the Port of Savannah, which is in Georgia. I've seen harbors in New York. I've seen harbors up in San Francisco. And they tend to be really big, and it really depends on the volume that goes through. Not all harbors are created equal. And so a couple considerations for this map: we don't have any train access. And so it'd be fair to assume that maybe this entire map is a part of an island area where none of this is part of a mainland. So maybe these two portions of land are actually islands themselves, which would mean that our harbor is actually going to be on the smaller side. Because we don't really have the ability to ship anywhere else other than through boats. We really don't need to do any large rail yards. We will still do a lot of container storage areas, but we don't need to create like transfer centers and stuff like that. And so it is something that I want to do maybe in Crater Lake. I want to do like a super harbor, or we'll set it up for shipping on land and stuff like that. I think it'll be super fun. And so I do also want to work on this intersection as well. And I think we're just going to widen this out and then create a couple more access points so that we can limit people from having to cross over. Because you can kind of already see, like, look at this huge line of cars. And it's backing up over here. I mean, it's just getting crazy. And then once we add in the harbor, it gets 10 times worse. And so I think this is actually going to be the first thing we work on. And so we are going to go ahead and delete this. We're going to delete it all the way back. And this is really going to help out this area a lot. And so the exit that I'm actually going to be using, I'm kind of taking inspiration from California. They're literally all over California. And so what it is it's kind of like a cloverleaf, but then it's also like the standard exit that we just had. And so what you do is you basically put an entrance onto the freeway on both sides of the road. And so if you're coming down this way, then your exit's going to be on the right. If you're coming down this way, then your exit's going to be on the right. And it makes it so that nobody has to cross over traffic from the main road. And the only people crossing over traffic are the people coming off the freeway. And so it's a really easy way to regulate your traffic in your city, and I really like it. I think it works out well. And so we're going to come up here, we're going to go like this, and then we're going to go straight. We're going to connect it up like right here, and we're going to have to kind of play around with these nodes. I think we're going to go ahead and just remove that node. So we're going to come in here, get rid of that guy, and then we will come up here. And we'll do the same thing. We will come up all the way over here and line this up, and then just go straight down. And we're going to worry about cleaning it up afterwards. So we'll come up over here, and then we'll go straight down. I think we're going to do the same thing here. So we will come in here, go ahead and remove a node, and then I'm going to jump back in here, and I'm going to create a node right there. I want it to be about as far as we can get it. And there we go, perfect. And so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. We are going to... I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, it's because I was in straight. For some reason, I thought I was in freeform that whole time. All right, so then we're going to connect it up. And so now what we are going to do is go ahead and go to straight, and then we are going to create an exit right here. I'm going to turn on snapping just so I can make sure that it's a nice 90. And then we're also going to do the same thing right here. So we're going to go like this. And then what we're going to do is come up here, and we are going to go back to the freeform tool. we're going to grab this and we're going to go probably about like right there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Go about like right there. And then I'm going to jump into the movement mod, and we want this to be pretty close to straight. So what I'm going to be doing is using the network multi-tool to create curve mode. And you kind of got to play around with it just to get the perfect curve. And so we're going to jump in here. It's a create loop mode. So we're going to grab our two nodes. We're going to go like this, and it looks like I could go a little bit more to the right on this. So if I just grab it this way, what it's going to do is push that road just a little bit to the right. We'll jump back in here, and it should be good now. Let's see, though. Looks like I pushed it a little bit too far. It doesn't even want to read it now. So if we go like that, let's go ahead and try it one more time. Yeah, you know, that's actually better. I was kind of hoping to get it straight, but it's not the end of the world. And then we are going to do it on this side as well. So we're going to grab both nodes, and it looks like we're a little bit more sharp on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing, grab this, and just bring it in just a smidge. I might have brought it in a little too much, but we'll kind of see. So I'm going to go like this again. Oh, this one's actually a lot better. So then we'll bring this out 20 meters. We can actually go farther. I think we may clean up that other side to make it like this one, because this looks really good. So we'll go like this, hit enter, and then I'm going to go ahead and just clean up this connection to make it as good as that one, because we're just a little more slanted on this one. I'd rather it be a little more parallel to that freeway. And there we go. I got it a little bit closer, not much, but it looks good. I think it is going to work for our purpose. And so now what we are going to do is go ahead and jump in here. And this is kind of crazy, but we're actually going to delete this connection, and we are going to make a bridge across this road. And the reason for this is because having these two intersections next to each other is just a nightmare. I was trying to make it work, and it just does not work out. And bridges really help to split up road layouts like this. And so we just want to make sure that this is tall enough now. Looks like it's a little low, so I'm going to jump in here to the move it mod. We don't want to grab that path. We are just going to raise this up a little bit, just enough to make sure that it's safe for people. And let's see if we're at a good, nice angle on this too. Yeah, it's not too steep. It looks pretty good. And so now what we are going to do is create some access for this access that we got rid of. And so what we are going to do is do a little bit of eminent domain, but it's just because it's so necessary. It is definitely needed. Looks like we're having a little bit of an issue with these nodes too. So let's go ahead and delete these, and then we will grab that road again, go to unmodded, come in here, connect those up, and then what we're going to do is actually have this come across. And it looks like our cable car is kind of in the way. So we're going to just delete this real quick, and then we can jump back into that road. So we'll come back in here, come across, and what I'm thinking is we're going to go past that first road, and then we will have it turn and come up here. I actually think we can probably go straight. Yeah, there you go. And what that's going to do is just provide another access point to this area. And it kind of sucks we did have to demolish a lot of this, but I think it is so necessary for this area, especially since we got rid of that connection. And so let's jump back into our cable cars real quick and just make sure that it is connected, especially since this is such a big form of transportation in our city now. So we'll come like this, and let's go ahead and just connect it up. Perfect. Now we're good. So let's go ahead and look at that, because I don't want to just throw in some random road. You know what? I think this is going to work out well, and it actually still does fit in with our grid pattern a little bit. It's definitely breaking from form a little bit, but having these connections right here are going to be great. Having this right there is going to be great. And so now what we need to do is make sure that all of our roads are facing the right direction. So we're going to jump in here. Looks like that one's good. Looks like this one needs to be facing the other way. Looks like that one's good. This one needs to be facing the other way as well. And then we will do the same thing here. Turn these around. And this one's going good as well. And then let's go ahead and jump into the slope tool and the network multi-tool. We're going to select both nodes and hit enter. And then we're going to do the same thing up here. Select both nodes, hit enter. Do the same thing here. And do the same thing here. Nice. And you know what? Just because we can, we're going to do the same thing there as well. Just to make sure. And it looks like it did smoothen it out a little bit. And so now I'm going to jump into the network or the node controller, and I'm just going to increase these node sizes a little bit. Looks like so we got 4, yeah. So I'm going to go up to 40. I think that's probably good. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll go up to 40, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Go up to 40, and do the same thing here. Go up to 40. Perfect. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, we're looking pretty good. And so we got all of our connections in. It looks like we got a tree kind of blocking this one. I don't know how safe that would be. And let's go ahead and make sure we don't have any trees on this side too. And so now what we are going to do is jump into the traffic manager. We're going to go to the lane arrows tool, and we are going to get rid of left turns off of the road. So get rid of these, get rid of that, and come back in here, get rid of that, and get rid of this one too, because they have exits on their respective side of the road, so they do not need to cross over traffic. And so now what we can do is jump in here and just tell them to continue on. And we are going to get rid of crossings as well. They can cross across the exits, they just can't cross across this road. They can choose to cross at another point. This is just a really high volume area, and we don't want cars being stopped from people trying to cross right here. And it would be dangerous too, I mean, crossing the road at this point. Oh, look at that, renowned, perfect. I don't know if we're going to work on that today, but we'll be working on it here soon. So we're just going to let that run for a little bit and kind of see how it goes. And so now what we need to do for this side is actually a little crazy. This is definitely a mega project. So what we are going to do is go ahead and lay out our harbor complex, and then we will start working on the road layout. So let's go ahead and jump into our level terrain tool first, just so that we can make sure that we're working with a consistent terrain. So we'll come back here and let's go ahead and level this all out. Go like this. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. And then let's jump into our rural roads, kind of like how we did the canals. So we're going to come up here. And what I want to do is have a harbor kind of protrude out into the water. And then we're going to do a secondary harbor right here. So we're going to have 2 cargo terminals. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to go ahead and force ground pieces on. What we're going to do is turn it. We're going to come this way. And then we're going to go about 1 out, and we're going to go ahead and come back, and then what we're going to do is turn it up this way, and then we will have it follow the coast and then come down here, and then we're going to have a secondary harbor right here, and we're just going to have this one go straight out. So we'll go like right there. That's probably good. And then we'll have this one turn just one unit again, or 10 units, and then we'll have this go in. And then now what we can do is have this go this way and then have it come down here and just kind of terminate right there. I think that's good. And you know what? I think that looks really good right there. So now what we're going to do is jump into our level terrain tool, and we're going to go ahead and grab our height. And let's make sure that we're at the same height. So I want to grab a node first and drop this down, because it looks like we're a little further up than what I want it to be. We can actually control H right there. And then we will do the same thing here. So we'll grab that, control H on this node. And then we're going to jump into the slope tool and use this as a leveling guide. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to come all the way around and then just hit enter. Nice. Look at that. Perfect. And so we'll do the same thing over here. We will grab this and go ahead and hit control H, and then we can grab our slope tool, come up over here and then terminate it over there, hit enter, just bring it all down to the same height. I think that is great. And then now we can jump in here, go ahead and level it out. If we can, if it'll let us. Come on. There you go. Nice. And so let's go ahead and go all the way around just to make sure. And I know we need to do this one. Perfect. And so it does look like these aren't connected. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. And then we are going to connect them up. Go like this. Perfect. And then let's do the same thing over here. So we're going to grab that node, control H, and then go ahead and jump into the slope tool. And come up here. Nice. Look at that. Perfect. And so now what we need to do is go ahead and drop in some key walls. So I am just going to use the standard stone key wall in here. I think it's great. And then what we're going to do is go to create parallel mode. It's just a really easy way to do this. Saves a ton of time. And go like this, come down here, go up here. And we're just going to go all the way around. I really like this tool, especially for keys. It saves so much time. Then we're going to come up here, and then now what we're going to do is use the minus sign to bring this all the way in. I think we're going to go like right there. Yeah, I think that looks good. And we'll go ahead and hit enter, and then what we need to do is just kind of clean it up. Look for any invert segments, all that stuff. And so we will first go in here and delete the road and go all the way around. Just because the road really messes with the ground when it's that close to the key wall. And so before you start working on the key wall, you really want to get rid of this road first. And so now let's jump in here. We're going to go to the level terrain tool, And we'll clean this up. And then let's go ahead and clean up our outside as well. And you know what, before we do that, let's actually invert our segments. So then now we'll jump into the network multi-tool and we will go to invert segment mode. In any of these areas where you have like this weird kind of ground thing happening, it's because they're backwards. What's happening is the key wall is trying to put the ground on the water side, which is causing it to have that weird kind of clipping thing on the inside. And you know what, that actually looks pretty good right there. Looks like we're pretty good. Yeah, we'll go like that. I think that looks fantastic. And so now we can jump down here. Let's go ahead and choose a deep level since we're going to be bringing in ships in here. And we want to clean up our edge, but we want to make sure that we don't go too close to the key wall because it can really cause your land on the opposite side of the key wall to have some issues. So we'll come in here. Yeah, look at that. We did it anyways. Looks like we may still have a couple segments that were inverted though too. So we'll come in here, go like that. Perfect. Look at this. I'm actually really excited for this. I like harbors, and I haven't spent a lot of time doing harbors before, like with a lot of detailing and stuff, especially in an episode. I've never done it. The only harbors I've ever done were just like little small ones where I did like a park area or something. I think we did one in Zillawood. Yeah, nice. Look at that. And so it does look like we have a segment right there. And then do we have any more? No, I actually think it looks pretty good. We do need to connect these up though. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and connect it up. And let's go ahead and hit play so we can see what kind of flooding issues we have. I'm going to go ahead and let it run for a second since it looks like we're just having a huge whirlpool of water kind of coming everywhere. Okay, so the flooding has subsided, and so now what we can do is start doing our road layout. We're going to jump in here, go to industrial roads. We're going to grab this 2-unit small industrial road. And you know what, let's actually place down our cargo terminals first just so that we know what we're kind of working with. So we're going to go to ship, and we are going to go to cargo harbor. And we're going to place one right here, and we're going to place one right here. There you go. Nice. And so we are going to jump into the move it mod. Let's go ahead and make sure that they are the correct height. So we're going to grab them and then just Control H right on that key wall just so that we can get it at the perfect height there. Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty good. And so now we will jump into the network multi-tool, go to unlock segment. We're going to go ahead and upgrade these roads that the harbors are on to the industrial road. And so we're going to go in here, upgrade those pieces. And then now what we should be able to do is jump in here. And I think we will come down, and then let's go ahead and turn. And I want to be parallel with that key wall. And we'll do the same thing over here. We'll come down here, and let's go ahead and turn this one. We can have this one go like this. And let's go ahead and turn it with the key wall again. Let's go ahead and turn off snapping so we can try to get that perfect. So we'll come down here. Yeah, you know what? That looks pretty good right there. And then let's go ahead and jump into some containers. And so I downloaded a ton of stuff off the Steam Workshop. I really wanted to get this area to look cool. And so we're going to go ahead and place this right there. And you know what? Let's actually, there's an end cap for these that has a little bit of a warehouse in it that I think is going to look great. So we're going to go like that. It's even got a little truck that just picked up. So we're going to come down here and do the same thing. We're going to have this go, you know, we could probably do the end cap right here. Yeah, let's do that. Look at that. That looks great. And so this is like the transfer facility. It even has a little truck that just got loaded up. It's probably parked. I don't think it's driving. Yeah, look at that. It's got a little crane to help pick up the containers to load them on the truck. And I think that just looks really good. And so now what I would like to do is jump in here, and we're going to create a crossover road right here. And we'll go ahead and go like right here because I want it to be at like a 90 to that. Let's go ahead and see what other things we have. So we have some cranes that we can place over here, which I think is just great. Even though we have that little tractor guy. These would be just to sort the stack. So maybe like this portion is all like, I don't know, leather goods. And this is like, I don't know, clothing or cars or something like that. And then you'll be able to keep it organized to load onto the trucks or to put into other bays or something like that. And so let's go ahead and see about placing down a couple more of these cranes. Placing multiple of the cargo harbors right next to each other is not great. I've tried to do it. It just, what happens is your boats end up having some reading issues. And so we're going to go like this. I'm going to go ahead and place that right there. And then we're going to go ahead and copy it and place another one on this side just so that we can make this look a little more realistic. Yeah, look at that. This one's actually a little too close. So I think we will jump out of here and let's go ahead and do it on the opposite side. So I'm going to grab this and go over here. And the reason we're doing this is just because it was a little too close over there. Ship realistically wouldn't be able to get in. So I want to put that right there. And then let's go ahead and move this one just a little bit to the right. Yeah, look at that. So this would be where like a second ship pulled up and was getting unloaded. I like it. I think it looks really good. Let's go ahead and see about putting in some more containers over here as well. So we're going to go ahead and place that right there. And let's go ahead and do one more in the middle. I actually think maybe just the end cap. So we'll come in here. This is like a smaller one. And so let's jump into some industry buildings now. And my idea is I want to be able to put some factories in here. And one of the factories that we can do, let's jump in there, is well, we could do the car factory. So we need plastics for that, which we could do. But I think it's the, electronics factory. So we just need plastics for this. And so what we can do is have a oil industry that is importing in order to get the plastics for this area. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to jump in here, go to paint industry area, and we are going to paint an oil industry right here. And what we're going to have it be is just an import oil industry. What I mean by that is we're going to put some of the oil storage tanks, and they will import all the goods through the cargo harbor in order to send the oil to the processing plants to make the plastic and the petroleum. And so this is really going to boost up our money as well. And so go ahead and jump in here now, and let's try to figure out just a basic road layout. So I think we will grab this. Let's go ahead and turn on snapping, and we'll connect that up right there. I think that'll be good. And let's go ahead and do the same thing here, but we'll have this one turn, and then let's probably, I think the factory is really large. So I think if we go right here, and then what I was thinking is adding in an additional trash service, I feel like this would be a really good time for us to upgrade this instead of just having these landfills here. And so now let's jump in here and let's put our oil main building. And I think we'll put it like right here, kind of tucked away where we really can't place anything else. Maybe even back here. Yeah, I think that'll be good right there. And so now we should be able to place these tanks, and this is what we're going to use for importing. So we're going to go ahead and place these right there, and then let's go ahead and do a road around. So we're going to come up here, come down, and then we'll have it. It actually connects up like that. Perfect. And so let's jump back in and do some more oil tanks, because this is really going to be a big part of this area. I think we can move those down just a smidge just to kind of clean them up a little better. So we'll go like this, bring this one down. Yeah, look at that. That looks great. Kind of do want this one to be down, though. It's not very even with this other side. I think we're going to come in, though, and do some surface painter stuff. Just kind of clean it up. And so now we do need workers. So we're going to do these petroleum plants. And we will do a road off of this. Yeah, we'll come up like right here. Perfect. And let's do our petroleum plants back here. And this is also going to really help to make this area look more industrious. So we're going to go like that. And then we want to leave some room for us to do some of the plastic factories, which is really what we need. We don't need petroleum. We need plastics. But I think we can do other factories too, which will be great. And so I'm going to go ahead and do water real quick. And let's go ahead and look at this area just to see how many workers we got. So out of we are capable of having 465 workers, which is fantastic. And we only need 150 to reach the next level. So I think that is good. Let's go ahead and place down some other industrial buildings for this area. And it looks like we only have one road leading to our cargo harbor. That is not great. So I think what we will do is actually get rid of one of these. Yeah, we'll get rid of this. We'll actually move this in. We'll go like right there. Just enough for us to get a road back here. So we're going to jump in here, go to 1 unit. We're going to use a 1 unit industrial road. I think it was actually in here. Yeah, there you go. And we'll come back here. And we're going to turn off this. And the idea is for us to actually have a road. Yeah, go like right there. Perfect. All right, so now what I want to do is jump into Surface Painter. And we're just going to kind of clean up these edges a little bit. It does look like our ground over here is a little off. I wonder if this road is not at the correct height. So if we grab this, yeah, we're a little off. So we'll do that as well, just to kind of clean up that edge a little bit. And then we will do some more concrete back here. And then I think we're going to do the same thing over here. Just fill it in with concrete. Just go like that. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and do some small industrial buildings as well. I do want to do a couple warehouses. So we're going to jump in here. Let's do warehouses because we definitely need to store some goods back here. So we're going to jump in here. Let's do some warehouses back there. Nice. Look at that. I actually think if we did that a little bit closer. So I think what we're going to do is just extend this road back a little bit more so that it can be right next to that key wall. I don't want to waste space back here. And then that way it just looks a little better rather than having that empty space in there. It looks like all the space is properly utilized. So we can go like this, and then we will do some more warehouses on the opposite side. Nice. I think that looks pretty good. And then we can go in here and let's go ahead and do plastics. So petroleum, plastics, and then let's do commercial zone goods just so that we can get some imports coming in here. I think this is a warehouse too. Oh no, that's an industrial building. So I think we're actually going to get rid of that. And then we're going to leave some of this space empty for our eventual oil upgrade. And it should be coming here soon. So it looks like we already got the first one. I don't think we unlocked anything though. We didn't, because what we need is this petrochemical plant. Yeah. And so we're going to jump into Surface Painter, and we're going to go to Gravel, and we're going to grab this shape back here. And what this is going to do is just create a natural ruining back here, almost like people have driven on the ground, or there's just been a lot of work done in this area over the years. Just makes it look a little more natural for an industrial area. And so let's go ahead and do that trash service real quick. So we're going to grab both of these. We're going to delete them. And then we are going to do the waste processing complex back here. So I think we will bring a road back. We can actually do it right there. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. And then let's do an industrial road off of this so that we can do some recycle centers and then also a transfer facility. Because one of the things is these waste processing complexes don't actually pick up trash. So you still need to do transfer facilities next to them if you want trash to be picked up in that area. So there we go. I think that looks great. And then we left some space for us to be able to do some other things, which is fantastic. Especially since our ore area is really getting up there. I think we just recently upgraded to the next level. Yeah, we're almost at 5 stars. So okay, and so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and just place down some decorations. Just clean it up a little bit. Make it look a little more realistic. Nice, and so I went ahead and just did some tanks back here. I left this space empty as this would be possible areas for more boats to kind of moor up against the quay wall, and so I think having this open would be more realistic than anything else. And then just this small industrial area, I think it looks good. I went ahead and added in this boat as well, and now what I want to do is start working on this connection, and so this is definitely going to take a little bit of work. What I want to do is go ahead and delete these. And this is going to be kind of a crazy connection, but it's going to really help us out a lot. So now we're going to jump into a road. We're going to go to highway, and what we're going to choose is this 2-lane undivided, and we are going to come all the way from this connection. We're going to go ahead and turn on the freeform tool and delete that. I'm going to come in here, go back to that road, and we're going to go ahead and follow the key wall. And then what we're going to do is go up into the air. We need to go to unmodded. And we'll probably come like right there. I think that'll be good. And then now let's go ahead and turn. And we're going to end it like right there. And what we're going to do is design our whole layout to funnel into these roads. And so what I'm going to do is just create a couple flyovers. I think we're going to have to fly over coming from this direction and then terminate up here. And then from this direction, I'm actually going to have it fly under the bridges. And then these two are just going to kind of land up on this side. And so we'll kind of look at it. All right, so there it is. It took a lot of work, but I finally got it done. It does look like we're having a little bit of a, I'm not even sure what this is, but it's like they're having a car party or something. Everybody's just deciding to go into the air. I'm guessing this is having to do with a node. So what I'm going to try to do, yeah, look at that. There's just so many nodes right there. The cars don't even know what to do. So if we go ahead and remove a node, I feel like we can probably even remove this other node. Oh, no, it fixed it right there. It does look like we are having some weird issues over here, too, though. I mean, I don't know what that semi's doing, but I'm pretty sure that would be a crash because it looks like all these cars are just flying right over it. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's widen this out. And then let's check the nodes here, too. Yeah, look at that. So there's a node right there. Whenever you have nodes that are too close together, you see you got one right here, too. And right there. How did this happen? The cars just don't know what to do. Nodes are wherever cars change lanes and stuff like that. And so when you have nodes that are just back to back, the cars are like, I don't know what to do. So it does look like we are still having some issues down here. Let's go ahead and see. So it looks like all these cars are probably stuck. So we hooked up this connection now, and so they have direct access to back here. Let's go ahead and upgrade these roads, because it looks like all those cars were just trying to get back to the harbor from this road. So I think if we go ahead and upgrade this road, what it should do is just provide a little bit of relief for this road so that it can catch up before people realize that there is now another exit. They can exit this ramp and then come down here and actually get down there much faster. Oh, look, it's actually facing the wrong direction, so maybe they couldn't. And so now they can. Might take a second for them to realize it. Let's see if anybody's going to take that turn. It does look like people are still slowing down here. Yeah, so if we go like that, let's just go ahead and clean this up just a smidge. And that should work, I'm hoping. Let's go ahead and check the roads again, though, because I guess maybe I could have another one. So this is going this way. It's coming up. Let's go ahead and make sure, yeah, that's going the right direction. Come in the right direction. Go in the right direction. Yep. Yeah, should be good. And so now they can come back here. Yeah, and they're able to go that way. So let's just wait and see. I mean, cars should start taking this road. So if we jump in here, yeah, look at that. So cars are starting to take it. They just haven't showed up here yet. But the routing is starting to happen. So let's go ahead and tell these people to choose their lanes. So it looks like right there is good. Let's go ahead and tell them as well. Yeah, look at that. All these cars are now coming back here. That's fantastic. And so they should be, even a lot of the trucks are getting out of this lane too, which is good. This will clear up in just a second. But the rest of the areas look going pretty good. It does look like we got something going on down here. Let's go ahead and check this out. Ooh, so we have something weird happening right here. Let's check our nodes again. I mean, we don't have any weird nodes. Let's see about moving these just a little bit farther. This is just something that you got to deal with in the game. I'm going to go ahead and fix this real quick. Alright, so I finally got it working. It does look like we're still having a little bit of a backup over here. I wonder if we're having the same issue that we were having on the other side on this side. Yeah, there we go. Looks like it fixed it now. I think it was just that the two nodes were a little too close again. It was just causing a reading error. Does look like that far lane's still having a little bit of an issue. Let's go ahead and grab that and see if it fixed it. This is pretty common for you to have that. So, yeah, now that one's good. So now both lanes are good, and so there's no unnecessary braking. And we come over here, and this area is still looking pretty good. I do want to provide a few more access points for this area, so I went ahead and added in this road over here just to allow pedestrians to walk over here. Anybody who maybe lives here and works in the area, they can kind of get over here without having to cross over on the freeway. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and do the same thing over here. So we're going to jump into a 4-unit road. We're going to come up here. We're going to grab this, and we are going to come out probably about like 1. And then what we're going to do is have this come down. And this is just going to provide some much needed relief for this residential area down here. And so it should really help out quite a bit. I was looking at our traffic issues. I was like, man, all right, so if we're going to be planning a downtown over here, we need to figure out some accessibility, because we really don't want traffic issues, because traffic is just such a pain in this game to have to deal with, especially if it becomes too bad to where you can't really fix it. It does look like we're getting a little bit of a backup over here. I'm going to go ahead and grab node controller and increase this just a little bit, just to make it a little bit smoother. But then because we don't have a lot of traffic back here, I'm actually just going to tell these people to just continue on, because they're braking for nobody. Yeah, there you go. Now they're able to get off, which is fantastic. And so now anybody who, maybe even trucks who want to get down here, they can get down here, or residents, maybe if they're going up here, it'll just kind of help to split the traffic. And so now I think our industrial area looks great. I really like this. What I want to do is go ahead and build out our second one. We're going to really get this going today. And I want to put in another trash district over here too, since trash is definitely something you got to think about as you expand. And because these are kind of far from each other, it's just going to allow us to, so we have a trash service right there. And if we put one right here, it's going to be able to service this area. And then this one will be able to kind of service this area. It'll just kind of help it so that we don't have trash trucks driving around everywhere. We do need to place down another power plant. So I think we're going to do another one of these solar ones. right next to this one, kind of make it like a solar compound. I think that looks really cool. And so now let's jump into our rural roads and go ahead and do the same thing, but I don't think we're going to do an island. What we're going to do is just have this branch off. So we're going to come up over here. We're going to go to force ground piece, and we're just going to come out here. I think we're going to come out this way, and then we will delete this key wall and have it come up over here. I think this will be good. We don't want to protrude too far into this bay. We're already going to have to probably dredge up some of this area just so that we can have shipping lanes that are a little safer. So if we go in here, and we'll go ahead and switch back to this tool. I'm just going to go ahead and take out some of that beach, because we don't want to risk any of these boats getting beached on here. That would be really dangerous. And so now let's go ahead and go into move it. Let's grab this. Let's Control H right there, and then let's jump into our handy dandy slope tool. So we're going to go like this and then hit enter, and that's going to level the whole area out. Great. And so now let's grab our land and fill this in. All right, and so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and just draw a key wall all the way around. I don't think I'm going to do the parallel tool on this one. It's just such a small area. I think we can get away without it. Yeah, because look at that. That worked out really well. And so now we will just jump into the Move It mod and just make sure that these are the same height before we do the Slope tool. I think this one already looks good, but then we will come in here and do our leveling trick again. Grab this, grab that, hit enter, and you know what? I think that looks pretty good. We will go ahead and delete this road now, and the idea is for us to do just a bigger cargo hub here. I want to do more of those shipping containers, and I really want to split up the traffic so that we don't have all of our cargo traffic going in that other direction, because we're just going to have a ton of traffic issues. Even though we did put in that new connection, it's still kind of limited. It's all kind of tucked back here. So I think this is going to really help out our city a lot to kind of split it up. So let's go ahead and jump into an industrial road. Oh, let's go ahead and level that first. So we'll grab this, Control H right there, and then let's jump back in here. We're going to come up over here, and let's go ahead and grab this road, and we'll just have it come up here and connect up. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. And then let's figure out, so we're going to come up over here, and let's jump into our cargo containers. Nice. And so that actually looks really good. I think it looks great. We got the little cranes in there, and then so now what I want to do is just a small industrial area back here. So we're going to come up here again, and we will connect that up. And then let's go ahead and bring this up, and we're going to connect it up right here as well. I'd rather this one be at a 90. Yeah, perfect. And then let's jump into a 1-unit road, and I've been really wanting to do this for a while. Let's actually get rid of these trash services first. So we're going to get rid of those. So shift, click, and then delete. And then let's go ahead back here as well. Get rid of these, delete. And then do we have anything else in here? So we don't. I feel like we can probably get rid of those coal power plants, though. I didn't realize we still had those. We have the geothermal ones over here, so we have 3 coal ones. I wonder if we get rid of those, if it's going to put us in a sticky spot. Oh, we're pretty good. Nice. And so we're actually, man, we're really creating a lot of space back here. I think what we can do is move our geothermals. And this is highly unrealistic, but we're just going to imagine that they were already moved. They were already over here. I mean, they weren't over here ever. People would probably be remembering them like, weren't the geothermals on the other side? No, they definitely weren't. So we're going to come back here now. We're going to go into a 1-unit road, and I want to upgrade this. And I want to create like a nice, almost historical factory district. Thought it looked really cool. I've seen a few done before, and I've just never done one myself. And so we're going to come in here now and go to factory. And I got a bunch of these old factory brick buildings. I think they just look fantastic. And these are things that you definitely see. Sometimes they convert them into like shopping centers or something. Or they just rent them out to other people who still run businesses, but just not the original intention for the building. So now we'll come in here, place a couple more. And I want to have these roads kind of meandering through here. So we're going to go like this, and then let's go ahead and do another road back here, but we're not going to connect it up. And we're going to do one more factory right here. And then let's go ahead and do one coming up here and then connecting. And we'll probably do a bigger one right here. I think that'll be great. Yeah, we'll go like right there. And we'll put this one there. Nice. And then let's go ahead and do some other factories that actually do have some pipes and stuff too. Maybe we can just do some industrial too. Now, you know, that looks really great right there. Then we'll come back here and do another one. Yeah, that looks good. And then let's go ahead and mix in some random industrial back here. So industrial, let's see. I think these are little, oh, they're little parking spaces. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, it's like covered parking. That's interesting. I didn't even know I had those. But we can place one of these there. Yeah, that's great. Little warehouse. I think I'm going to get rid of those parking spaces. Those look kind of weird. Just recently got one of those zoning styles for industrial where so we have a ton of industrial buildings now. I think we're going to bring this one right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I was hoping to find something that was going to really blend in with this area, but maybe if we just add in one more of those buildings in there. So we'll come back here, and then let's go ahead and jump back into factories. Yeah, we'll just do one more. I think that looks great. And then the idea is that this is all just a part of a big compound. And so we will do some trees, kind of do some overgrowth, make it look like it's been here a long time. That's really what I was trying to go for. Nice, look at that. That looks really good. And we really didn't do a lot there. We just added in some trees, and it just, you know, the trees kind of hitting the buildings almost just make it look like they've been there a long time. And these are functioning industrial areas too. They're Rico buildings. And so they do have a ton of workers, but they look really good. And then we do have some room for us to be able to put in another trash service. So I think we're going to do another big trash service back here. So we're going to grab this. Let's go ahead and do, ooh, it looks like it's a little tight. I thought we were going to have enough room. We'll go like that. And then now it actually lines up with this road perfectly, which is great. So we can come up here and then bring this up, which is just fantastic. And so now let's go ahead and do another transfer facility right here. And then we will do a recycle center as well, because you know we promote recycling. Yeah, we'll go like right there. And then let's go ahead and do some trees just to clean it up. Just makes it look good. There you go. I think we could use some other trees in here too, rather than all just the same kind of tree. Though, I mean, it already looks so good. I don't know if people would be like, hey, that looks like it's all just the same tree kind of grouped in. So we're going to come in here now. Let's go ahead and fill this in with concrete. These are all storage yards, and so it'll all be concrete. And let's go ahead and do some warehouses as well for commercial zone goods. So I think we will bring this road. Let's go ahead and do a small industrial road, and we can actually upgrade this one to a small industrial road too. Nice. And so now let's figure out a warehouse. I think what we're going to do is grab this. You know what? I was thinking about doing a road and then a sideways warehouse, but I think warehouses would just fit really well right here. I do want to create a little bit of a barrier between our warehouses though and all this trash. I think we're going to go like this. And we'll jump in here and do a couple other trees. Even though they're going to die back there. Yeah, we'll go like that. Nice. So it's just a little natural barrier. And then we'll come in here and search a warehouse. And I think I want to do these bigger ones. Yeah. Oh, no. Not that one. This one. And is it going to fit? Oh, it's not. Wow. Okay, so what about these ones? I think those look good. They're a standard-y kind of warehouse. And so we will go to commercial zone goods, and then we have our agricultural area right here. So we're going to do animal products, and then we're going to do flour, and then we will do one more commercial zone goods, just because it's good to have them being shipped to your city. And so can't have too much of those. And so now what I'm going to do is just jump into some trees and just clean up the backside of this. Just, you know, overgrowth again, make it look good. And then I think we're going to do concrete on this front side. All right, and so I think that looks really good. I like our whole little complex down here. I feel like we could probably fill this in with some stuff. Let's go ahead and do just a couple more factories in here. And then I think this is going to really complete this area. Because I think if we go like one more right there, yeah, that looks great. And then let's go ahead and just do some trees around it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a fence around our power plant right here. Nice, there we go. Just to kind of block it off so that nobody could walk in here. I feel like that would be safe. Go ahead and bring this a little closer to the road though so that people have access. And you know what? I really like it. I think this is a great industrial area. And because we actually have this, we don't need this anymore. And so this really frees up some space for us to be able to do something over here. Whether we're going to do maybe some more factories. I think factories would be good, especially since we still need to continue working on our agricultural area. So once we get like maybe a bakery or something, I think that could be good. And then I want to leave some more room in here too, probably for some more factories, especially since we have the harbor in here. And I really think we did a lot on this episode. This is great. So we changed this. We got this set up, which this was a nightmare, but I think it looks really good. It does look like we're having some weird, I don't know what this dump truck is doing. Wow, look at him. He is dedicated. Now I'm guessing we have another too many nodes back here. Maybe. It doesn't look like it, so I wonder if we have just this a little too close. So I think if we get rid of that node. Yeah, there you go. I don't know why that happens, but it does. It did definitely mess up this road, though. So now we need to grab this, and let's go ahead and bring it up. We'll come up like right here. That looks pretty good. And then let's jump into the slope tool, though, first to see if this fixes it, though I don't think it does. Because what we can do, too, is jump in here, make sloped. And you know what? That fixed most of it. I do want to just extend this out a little bit. Yeah, that fixed most of it. That looks pretty good. I think we can just drop this down a smidge. And that's safe now. At least it's not like a huge drop off anymore. It is still pretty steep, but it's just a steep exit. And just make sure we don't have any more... Man, people are still jumping over here. I don't know why they're doing that. It's so weird. I guess it's still just too close. These highway over wall roads are kind of finicky, so I'm guessing that that's what it is. Nice. And so now let's jump over here and finish our oil area. So we should be upgraded to the correct level now, I believe. Yeah, we're almost to level 3, which is great. And so let's actually turn on that policy too for improved logistics, because that should help with deliveries, especially since we are an import business. And so now let's jump over here and we're going to place these down. And these are the factories, the petrochemical plant that we really need. They produce plastics, which our plant currently doesn't have any. And so we are not producing the, what is it? Yeah, electronics factory. And so we're going to pump this up. We should be good now. That should really boost us up. I do want to do another road back here though, just so we can fit some more in here. Really get some density back here. So we're going to come in here, go like this. And let's go ahead and connect that up. Nice. That's just going to allow us to fit a little bit more. And then it's going to help us to capture more of a dense look in here too, which is great. I think we do have another warehouse that we could place too. So the oil sludge, that's not, oh. So if we come in here, so we could do that. We have crops and glass. The lemonade factory is pretty big. We could do the household plastics, but we're an import business. I'm not really sure if that would be smart. Could though. We'll kind of see. We still have some room back here because we could even tuck the trash in the back. Let's actually see if we can do that. So let's come in here. We're going to delete this. And what we're going to do is grab these 3. We're going to put them back here. All right, and so it looks like that actually opened up a lot of space for us because I feel like we could do this one. We could, so I don't want to do any of the food ones over here. We have ore and oil. So man, look at that. So we got that one down now. I think we have another one that we could do. So meat, plastics, metal. Oh, look at the size of that. I haven't placed a lot of these factories in a little while. We're going to go ahead and leave it at that. And then let's do a warehouse in here for some more factory zoned goods since we are really pumping these up. So we're going to go ahead and place 2 of these. We'll go ahead and place some more of these as well. And then let's do unique factory products. Unique factory products. And then we will do petroleum, plastics. And then let's do commercial zoned goods. Commercial zoned goods. Commercial zoned goods. We're going to really have to watch out for traffic back here because this could be just really bad. I'm going to go ahead and put water pipes back here real quick. And there we go. Our district over here is looking really good. I like how dense it is. I think this looks great. I like how all the buildings are kind of built into each other. It just really creates a nice atmosphere. And so I think we will do, instead of another factory, let's just do a little road in here. And we'll do some regular zoned industry. I think that would be good. So we'll come in here and let's just kind of fill this in. We're going to go like that. We'll probably just do that space. I think that would be good. And then let's go ahead and do this space too. And we should be good on industry for a while. I mean, that really, we got a ton. So we got this huge ore area that is just looking great. Let's go ahead and check it out. We'll do improved logistics on this one too. So it does look like we're importing quite a bit, but we're making 20,000 a week, which is just great. Even if we are importing, we're still making so much money. And I think that looks really good. If you're interested in watching the video for this ore area, go ahead and click on the video on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe. We have a ton of fun episodes coming up, especially Canalville. We're going to be working on the downtown here soon. And so thank you so much for your support. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And then we'll catch you on the next episode.